Hey friends, happy Monday. Happy Monday. It is Lisa at Hand Stamped with Lisa. Welcome. Welcome to Simple Stamping Monday. I've got the cutest project for you today. So, our new March exclusives, online exclusives, I think they go live tomorrow. I don't think they're quite live yet, but it's close enough because I'm going to bet most of you are watching this via replay. So, I'm going to show you a little fun little card that is simple stamping because the paper is to die for. You guys know Stampin' Up! Just always hits it out of the park. Hits it out of the park when it comes to their designer series paper. That is so pretty. So pretty. So we're going to highlight one of those papers and then actually the whole suite that comes in that. I have my blue light glasses on, so if I look kind of funny, I think they make me look like I'm yellow, like I'm jaundiced. But it's been a heavy computer day, and so I feel like my eyes need a break. So hope that you guys are having a great start to your week. We had kind of a funny weekend. Of course, Tom was out of town, my husband was out of town this weekend, and it snowed, which was just kind of like one of these weird things where like it's almost like it was the end of February. We know it still can snow in February and March, right? But it was the end of February. He's out of town, and so my daughter came over and helped me shovel because I had clients on Sunday. So, and then like we shoveled, and then by like an hour later, it had all melted. So anyway, good exercise, right? So, but I feel like spring is on its way. Spring is on its way. I'm so ready. So I have a really cute project for you guys today. So a couple things. Let's see. Housekeeping. The new March online exclusives go live tomorrow. The product of the month. So remember, with every $75 you spend, you get to buy the product of the month for $5. The January one is gone. So, or the December one is gone. December one's gone. January, February, there's still a couple left. And then there's this really, really darling stamp set that is dropping tomorrow. I cannot wait to get it. It's so cute. You guys know, like, cute is not my vibe when it comes to stamping. Like, I like clean. I like simple. Not a big fan of cute, but I feel like it's like just on that borderline where it's like nature cute. So I think we're going to make a go of it. I'll order it. I will show it to you when it gets here. I'm also going to be sharing a lot of fun little highlights from the Stampin' Up! Conference I'm going to next week. I'm so excited. I'm meeting with one of my besties, Julie Salva. So if you know Stamp and Shine with Julie, she is one of my besties, has been for a long time. So I'm super excited to go and spend some time with her. But I will be sharing all sorts of fun stuff probably on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, Hand Stamped with Lisa, over there on Instagram, come follow along. I think it's going to be really fun. And then, you know, my other side gig is I own House of Color Madison, which is a personal styling business. So we talk all about like what season you are and what your colors are. And so I have to take a lot of outfit pictures as well for those clients. So you might see some fashion as well. It won't kill us, will it? No, it won't kill us. So let me show you our Simple Stamping Monday. So, and then remember, I'm going to come live tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So Monday is Simple Stamping Monday at 4. Tuesday at 4 o'clock is Craft and Chat. And I will have a much more involved project that I'm really excited to share with you as well. Equally beautiful. And you know, even my involved things, I'm a big believer, like inspiration, not intimidation. Like should be fun. So you're not going to say anything too crazy and wild. But let me turn the camera around, get us started. All right, we are going to be using the Delicate Whispers suite. So what do we have here? So first we have the Delicate Whispers stamp set. Obsessed, just literally obsessed with this. I just love it. Kind of looks like wheat, but it kind of reminds me of a cattail. I know it's not a cattail, but it just has that really beautiful blowing in the wind kind of vibe. Got some really good fonts. These here, which I think are really pretty. I'm actually going to use those tomorrow on a project. It's going to be a little bit more involved. Super cute. Really, really fun. And then you've got the die cuts that go along with that. And so we are going to showcase some of that action today. So let me show you the paper, because the paper in this suite, so good. Like I said, I'm obsessed with the paper in this package. So Delicate Dreams is the name of the designer series paper. Crumb Cake, Gray Granite, Mossy Meadow, Secret Sea, which you know I love, Bronze, but then listen up, friends, Hydrangea Hue. Hydrangea Hue, a new Stampin' Up! Color. So I'm super excited about that. And when you see it, you're going to be like, clearly we need this color, right? So again, that really beautiful moody background that I love for, I think of this as like the B-side. Like, you know how in records, remember records, right? Vinyl, but there was always like a B-side and an A-side. So I think of this as the B-side, and then look at the A-side. You guys, come on. So that bronze in there is that shiny part. And then this beautiful blue is the hydrangea hue. And look at how awesome that looks with the Secret Sea. You guys, that is so pretty. And I think Mossy Meadow is one of my new favorite greens. I'm really taken with this. I do feel like we need a little bit more sage. We need a sagey one. That's just my personal opinion. All right, and then we've got this side, Crumb Cake, beautiful. And then look at that. Look at those leaves. I mean, super shiny in that bronze. So pretty, right? And then let's see the next one. Oh, you guys, I mean, come on. Does this not look like dreamy, creamy, like I just like, that makes me want to take a nap is what it does. It's like so pretty. And then the other one, this is the Secret Sea with the bronze, and then it's got those little flowers in it. Love, 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 love that. And then this is the one that we're actually going to use today. So this is, look at how pretty this is. So this is like these small flowers, got that little bit of bronze, got all my colors in there. And then the back side is this really pretty grid. And it's going to work so well. All the elements come together really, really beautifully for this particular project. So I'm super excited about that. So let me kind of show you what we're going to go with here. Like I said, we're really letting the paper do the hard work. So if we look at the pieces of this card, let me put that on there for you. So the base of this card is going to be basic white. And so it's, if we measure that out, is going to be 5.5 by 8.5. So that is going to be the base of our card. And then I have a piece of Mossy Meadow, and that is going to be 4 by 5.25. And then I have this piece, remember that I just pulled out, that Delicate Whispers, Dreams, whatever, name's hard, right? And so this measures 3 3/4 by 5. And so those are the projects. And then I have this little piece of basic white. It is a 1/2 inch wide by 5 1/4 inches long. So those are the pieces that we're going to work with today. So let us start with, I'm actually going to start with our piece of Mossy Meadow. Such that beautiful, beautiful green. And so I'm going to use the Paradise Garden hybrid embossing folder. So this doesn't actually belong with this suite, but we are okay with that. We can mix and match to our heart's content, right? And I feel like these leaves give that same organic feel. So I think that that's a really good take on that. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this in my embossing folder, and we are going to run that through our die cut machine. And because this is an embossing folder, we're just going to go with that white, the white platform, and then that gray one over the top, and that will be perfection for what we're doing. So if we pull this out, look at how pretty that is. That is such a beautifully embossed piece. And then there's the back. Either one of those sides would be really, really pretty to work with. So we've got that guy done. So that was one part that we're using our embossing machine for. The other thing we're going to do is we are going to take a stamp. We are going to take that kind of like wheat stamp. Let me move this guys out of the way so you can see a little bit. But we've got that wheat stamp, and we're going to stamp that in Crumb Cake. All right, so let me get my Crumb Cake stamp pad out here. And just a piece of basic white. So you guys know I never, ever get rid of basic white little pieces, because I feel like you will always be able to use them for something, won't you? So give that, I mean, look at how pretty it is. It's just so wispy. I love it. I love it. And so we're going to go ahead and take then the die for that particular piece, because again, that's the nice thing about getting things that are in a suite, is everything coordinates just so beautifully. I've just got a little bit of washi tape there to hold that fella down. And we're going to go ahead and run that through our die cutting machine as well to get that out. Now, if you don't have a die cutting machine, or you don't want to get the stencils, you can always fussy cut. I just feel like we've gotten kind of lazy. Fussy cutting, like, I do love a little fussy cut, I'm not gonna lie. I do love a little fussy cut, but it's just with the punches and everything, how easily it goes together, it just feels like it's just so easy. So we've got that little guy punched out there, so we need him. right? So we've got this piece, we've got that die cut piece. Now I'm going to take this piece of basic white, and again, this is a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4, and I am going to use my crumb cake again, and I am going to come in with one of the greetings from that set. It says, wishing you happiness and love, which is just such really pretty. And so you can see where this basic white is on here, nice and thin. I got to come in with my head here close so I can see what I'm doing. And we're just going to go ahead and stamp that. So that guy is sitting right there as well. And you guys, we're pretty much done with this card. Like when I say simple stamping, no joke. I am not joking. We're going to put all of our little guys here. And then we're going to take this beautiful piece of designer series paper. And again, I am a big believer when we have beautiful paper, let it do the work for you. And I'm just going to fold it over. It doesn't have to be exact. I'm not even measuring it. I just want it to be straight, right? But the nice little thing is you've got these squares on the back. So they do give you like that little bit of guidance there. So you can just do that, use that as your little bit of a guide. And so first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to, send it flying. Hello. I'm going to give it a little bit of two-way glue there so that I can fold this over. So we're using both sides of that designer series paper, and I think it just comes out so pretty. And then we're going to take it and we're going to take it to our piece of Mossy Meadow that we ran through the embossing machine. So we're just going to go ahead, put our two-way glue on there. Always need a little bit extra when you're doing something that has all of these different bumps to it, right? And so this is going to lay right on here. Give it a good mush. That is a technical term. We are mushing that paper down, right? And then we've got our greeting. So we're going to turn that greeting over and put a little bit of adhesive on that guy as well. And I really like this pretty floral, so I am going to put this one above that so that nothing takes away from that pretty floral. And you can see this one is a little bit longer, so it's actually going to fit that piece of Mossy Meadow. So it's a little bit longer than our designer series paper. So that is so pretty already. And now we're going to add that little embellishment. So that little piece of like wheat, pretty floaty, that we die cut out, stamped in crumb cake. So one stamp pad, which we know we always like that, right? Keep it really simple. Put a little bit of glue in the middle of that one. And we're just going to stick it on there just like that. Now, in this particular suite, we also have ribbons and we have some embellishments. So I want to show you the ribbon because I think it's so pretty. So it is gray granite, which is one of the colors in the designer series paper that we have. I'll bring it up close so you can see. Do you see how that is really pretty woven and you can see the roughness of that weave? Do you see how that's really pretty woven and you can see the roughness of that weave? Like, hello, love that. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a little bow here. So just looping it through, play around with it a little bit. Once you get it on there, you can bring it down to the size that you want and then tighten it up or leave it as loose as you want there. So I just wanted to have that nice little bow. So we've got that little bow there. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and I'm just going to give us a little trim on this. All right, we'll put that one over here. Now, to adhere this, I found that these little mini dimensionals, where are my minis? Well, Lisa, here's the minis. All right, so the little mini dimensionals work really, really well for adhering this little bow on. So I'm just going to put that on the back of my bow. Peel that off. And then when you put this on, you just want to make sure that it doesn't get in the way of your words. When I was first playing around with this, I was like, ooh, it covered all my words. And so just making sure that you get that those nice words on there. And then we're going to come in with, these are the embellishments that come with this particular suite. It is called Natural Matte Dots, and it gives us, look at all of the perfect colors that just are so, so pretty in there. So we're just going to come in with those white ones and give us a couple little white ones up there. And then I am also going to put a little white one over here. So you can see how I stuck those on there. And then we're going to come back to the base of our card. So basic white, Easy breezy. We're just going to fold that guy in half. Now you could have done Mossy Meadow for the base of this card too, and then put a white piece on the inside. Just kind of depends on how you like doing that. So I'm going to take that one. I'm going to put a little bit of the adhesive on the back there. So either way will work. Always finishing with that white on the inside of the card so that you have a really nice, beautiful place to put your sentiment. And I do want to put a little something on the inside as well. So that was why I was like, oh, let's just make it with white. And so that is going to just sit right there. All right. Ooh, I was panicking. I'm like, I think I just put that on upside down. I did not put it on upside down. So we're all good there. But we're going to come back and take that really beautiful leafy, let's just call it a natural element. Is it wheat? Is it wheat? I don't know. It's kind of flowery, right? It's like a plume is like kind of what I'm thinking. Like, you know how like I had white plumes on my Christmas tree this year off the top of it. It was so cute. So we're just going to go ahead and put that right there. And that is our Simple Stamping Monday. We really, like I said, the Designer Series paper did most of the work there. We had a little die cut, a little bit of with the embossing folder, but you can see how pretty that is and how easy and how beautifully all of those things just really work together to make it so much easier to pull that off. And then inside. So that is our Simple Stamping Monday. Pretty fun, right? I love that paper. I love it. So like I said, tomorrow, 4 o'clock on Tuesday, we do projects that are a little bit more involved. And then, as you know, Facebook Lives, they kind of tend to disappear after a while. Facebook just takes them down after they've been around for a while. So you can always see all my Facebook Lives. I also put on my YouTube channel, Hand Stamped with Lisa Prato. So you can go over to YouTube and see anything. But then again, follow me on Instagram. I think it'll be really fun next week. It'll be a little behind the scenes of a Stampin' Up! Conference and all the crazy that goes on there. Not as crazy as when I first started. When I first started Stampin' Up! It was like 26 years ago. I was young. It was fun to be away from my kids. We got a little wild. Now I'm just like, give me my magnesium and put me to bed at 9 o'clock. So times they are changing, right? So my friends, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for following along and joining me. And I will see you tomorrow for a little craft and chat. Make it a great one, friends.